Hey guys, I am back, and we're looking at an item that it's not new. It's been on the market for a while, but we're going to take a look at it because it has been requested, and I'm curious too, because when I think Leatherman, what I think of is multi-tools, and I think of really good multi-tools. One of my favorite ones, and I've been using this often, the Leatherman Signal, kind of focused on outdoors, more of the the camping kind of outdoor stuff than the hard use outdoor stuff. But they make a lot. I've got quite a few Leatherman in my collection, and it's like the original multi-tool maker. But apparently they do make other stuff. Leatherman makes something called the Raptor, which is I still haven't got my hands on it yet. It's kind of expensive, but it's apparently a great emergency medical rescue shears, and they make some actual knives too. And so I've been curious to check this out as well. So we're going to look at the Leatherman Free, which is basically it's a Leatherman knife with extras. So we're going to take a look at this guy and see what it has to offer. And let's jump in. So what is this? Okay. Here's a little how to use card. Okay, cool. Now, the tool itself it's got some weight to it because it's got an all kind of aluminum frame there. And as you can see, it comes with some extra tools, right? But it's basically the main tool here, the main attraction is this knife blade. It's a it's a really nice looking sheep's foot blade, two-tone finish, so you've got satin grind lines. It's okay, so nice hollow ground blade with stonewash flats. You can actually feel those grind lines. Good all-purpose blade for all sorts of EDC stuff. I love a sheep's foot blade, and I love a hollow grind blade for just all kinds of different tasks. And let's see, this is the lock. Okay, and then on the back we've got these different tools. Apparently there's like a magnetic system in there that holds them in. So we've got a slot driver with a little, this thing is kind of like you could slice open packages or packaging and stuff like that. We've got medium large size Phillips head and bottle opener, of course, bottle opener. And then what is the last thing we've got here? I don't think I can get it out without closing the other ones, actually. Well, those magnets really want to draw everything back in. And then we've got, kind of a smaller blade there. I mean, it's not entirely sharp. A smaller blade with a smaller little slot on it. Now, they say you can use this as an awl. You put something in there, but awls are usually pointy, and this would make a very, I think, sloppy kind of hole through whatever you're punching through. But they say it's an awl, and you can use it as an awl. So you got some general purpose tools in the back. Now we got to talk about kind of the shape and general, design of the knife. It's a big wide handle. It has a deep carry clip, which is cool, but you can switch it left to right, but you don't get too much maneuverability other than that. One hand openable, which is nice. It looks a little unfinished to me. You got this big seam between the pieces. It's not bad. I'm just looking fit and finish here. It's not bad. For the price they're charging for this, I would expect a little bit better. I would expect a little bit more. I really do kind of like the blade. Great size for EDC. A hollow ground blade is great for slicing and cutting tasks, and that blade shape is really doing it for me. One hand maneuverable, which is important for when you're out working on stuff and doing whatever. The blade lock system looks fairly sturdy. Of course, we'll test it out. It's such a chunky kind of thing. If this is going to be sitting in your pocket, it's going to take up a lot of space. you know, as an EDC knife goes. Now, of course, you do get these extra tools, but I don't know how often you're going to use these extra tools. There's not a lot of flexibility in it. It's, you know, it's kind of, they're really assuming one size fits all goes on with these extra tools. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, you know, I'm sure that there are a lot of general situations where these things, you know, will be what you need. But, you know, the idea to say like, oh, we're going to give you a package opener when you already have the knife blade. Like, I mean, why would I stop and use this to open a package to cut through tape when I have the knife blade? What's the redundancy there for? I don't really get it. You know, like, it's kind of, you could have given me an extra useful tool. Leatherman makes these actually, so since I have the signal here, Leatherman has a whole series of these small bits that they use that are flat. Just for that, I mean, you could have, look, in the same size, you could have given me a bit holder for the Leatherman series of bits over there, instead of this package, you know, flat slot thing with package opener on a knife that already has a blade. I could have, you know, and then had kind of a whole useful extra tool. Now, yeah, you'd have to carry the bits somewhere, but in this whole giant package, they couldn't have fit 1 or 2 bits in there. I'm just spitballing ideas here, that this thing could have been maybe a little bit more. I know we're not trying to recreate the Leatherman, you know, we're not trying to make a multi-tool out of it, but if they're gonna throw those things in there, why not give it some real functionality? Why are we duplicating? Why are we giving a cutting tool on what is essentially a knife with some extra tools? You know what I mean? Let's get some cutting money out. That is a very nicely honed edge right out of the package, I have to say. I can appreciate that. It's pretty nice. We can do the lock test. I can see there, so if you take a look right there, there's a little hook that comes up. So there's obviously a little pin that connects right into there, and this is what releases that pin. So not bad. You know, centering here is perfect, and this is essentially, you know, a cross between a lock back and, say, an axis lock. I mean, so I'm not expecting there to be a lot of sway, you know, or movement with banging the knife around in terms of our centering. It's not like, you know, one of those knives that would move based on that, like a liner lock or a frame lock. It's an interesting little lock design. I mean, it's an interesting knife. It's different, but you know, for the price tag they're asking for, I just think there are some design elements that are. I don't know. I don't know how often I would be likely to use those tools. I say that now because I haven't EDC'd this or carried it around. You know, the honest truth is, and you know, the signal happens to be sitting here because I was using it for something. What is the advantage of this knife over something like this? Now, the signal is the price on the signal is significantly more, but they have more value priced multi-tools that, you know, can meet the price of this knife and provide you with a whole lot more versatility than what comes in this knife, unless what you just want a bigger knife blade and, you know, then the versatility of some tools. I don't know. You're dealing with a 420HC steel blade, which is a standard kind of steel they use on the blades on a lot of their multi-tools, which is it's not a bad steel. It's not a bad steel. 420HC, when heat treated right, can be very rugged. You know, Buck uses it in a lot of their knives, and Buck knives are really reliable. But again, for the price they're asking for, you know, the retail on this is, you know, I mean, Leatherman itself says this is an $80 knife. $80 for 420HC. I have trouble seeing that. Even at, you know, Blade HQ and Amazon, it's still, you know, normally you find stuff there a little bit cheaper. It's $79.95 I think that's a lot of money to pay for 420HC. I'm not knocking. I mean, Leatherman is a reliable brand. They make good quality stuff, but I don't know. The thing is, it's got a good look to it, though. It looks good. That clip, but because the handle's so wide, though, because of these tools being in there and it's so wide, that clip, you feel that in your hand no matter how you hold this thing. There's no way to not feel this clip in your hand. And while for short term that's not a big problem, if you're doing a lot of cutting, like if this is your knife that you're EDCing and you're carrying around, you're gonna feel that clip all day long. I would love to see this blade specifically on one of their larger multi-tools. Would be awesome. But I don't know. So the free K2 has to get mixed reviews from me. I think that if they marketed this just as a knife, they wanted to say, look, Leatherman's going to make a knife. And I know because it's Leatherman, they've got to include stuff in it. Like they have to, because it's Leatherman. That's what they do. But if they wanted to just put out a cheaper, I shouldn't say cheaper, less expensive EDC knife without all this stuff, make it slimmer down in a slimmer package with this blade, even if it's 420HC, but then reduce the price a little bit, I think they'd have a real winner. I think that it would be a great EDC knife, and I might consider carrying it around. If you eliminate this, you could streamline the hell out of this thing. And you know what? Yeah, you're Leatherman. I know you're a multi-tool company, but if you're marketing us a knife, just sell us a knife. Just sell us a knife, and if we want the tools, we'll carry a multi-tool. I think that this blade shape and even the handle, rugged, all aluminum, hard anodized design, has potential. But I think it went off the rails a little bit, adding all this stuff in, bulking up the size, which makes the clip a little uncomfortable, and then the price, $80 for a 420HC blade, even with these tools in it. But there's no guarantee that I'm going to use these things, especially, like we said, one redundant, kind of package opener. Don't sell me on a package opener when basically this is my package opener that I'm going to use all day long. It's a mixed review. I like the knife. I like the knife. I don't like all the extras that come in it. So there's the DocP review of the Leatherman Free K2. Potential's there. I'd love to see it in a slimmed down, simpler package with a smaller price tag. Or the exact same thing with a higher end steel, but leave the price alone. Give me a better steel, but if you're going to charge me $80 for this thing, give me a little bit more. Anybody else carry this? Anybody actually EDC a Leatherman knife? I know they make a couple other ones too out there, but this is the first. Yeah, I think that if you got this thing loosened up and tuned in, there we go. You could actually, look at that. Nice. Yeah, with some breaking in period, this could be a real functional EDC knife. Even with the issues that I've kind of pointed out. Issues to me might not be issues to everybody. I'm always saying, a knife is a real kind of personal thing to take on and like and love and carry. But anybody actually like EDC one, use one for working purposes, love to hear from you. Love to hear your guys' thoughts on this knife as well. What do you guys think of the Leatherman K2? Sorry, yeah, the Leatherman Free K2. Your thoughts, guys. The forum is now yours. What do you think of this? You know what, though? I don't think anything is going to excite me as much as a good old-fashioned Higo no Kami. Simplicity in action. Honestly, can't beat the good old stuff. So if there's anything specific out there you guys want to see, let me know. And always remember, keep in mind, you guys are all absolutely awesome. I appreciate every single one of you. And I'll be back again real soon.